Hey everyone, so I was usually doing like my daily videos, but this is kind of a switch up from what I'm usually doing. Not gonna lie, it's been a rough couple of days, and a lot of YouTubers have just been speaking out on how they're feeling just to kind of cope with what's going on. So this is kind of my outlet of being able to say what it's in a lot of our hearts right now. So I was just like any other person yesterday. I woke up instantly, I checked my phone and I go on Facebook and just see the headline of shooting in Vegas, 20 people dead, 40 plus injured. That was the first headline I saw. I took a shower, I had breakfast, went to class. I get out, go on my phone again. The headline changed. It changed from 40 plus dead, nearly 100 injured. When I got back to my room, and the next time I checked on my phone again, because I was like trying to stay off of my phone for the entirety of the day, I knew that news outlets were going to be reporting on the story, and I'll see it on the news later. I go on my phone again, and I look on Instagram, and I see a news outlet that I follow reporting 50 plus dead, over 500 injured. It went down as the most deadliest U.S. shooting in history. And it's crazy for me to think that this is the 273rd shooting in this country this year alone. I'm still thinking back to that time. This was in Vegas. I live in Georgia. It's a 3 hour time difference. I went to bed literally 10 or 20 minutes before this happened. It's crazy because I was just in Vegas this summer and I had seen the area where it happened like 2 days ago, and it hurts my heart so much because when they identified the victims, the youngest ones were the same age as me. There were 2 girls and 1 guy who were all 20 years old who had drove from Arizona and California to go see this festival. They had no idea that that would be the last few days of their life, and it breaks my heart. And what's craziest thing is that I remember where I was. The first time like I knew what a mass shooting was the Aurora shooting in 2012. I remember getting emails and texts from my friends about it because this happened while I was out of the country. I think it was probably when I was visiting my mom, and they had emailed me saying that this had happened. I was like, what's going on? There was a mass shooting at a movie theater, and it was so unexpected. It was the first time I realized what it was, because as a kid, your parents kind of shield you from like what's going on in the world, and you don't really realize it until it really affects you. There were victims that were young as me, who were younger as me at the time. Then 6 months later, back in December 14th, I remember my high school hosting a Christmas festival for the elementary school that was down the street from us. It was close to the end of the day of my last class. One of the girls that was sitting at a table with me was on her phone and had saw the news report. Sandy Hook Elementary, there's shooting in Connecticut. 20 children died, 6 teachers gunned down, and it all shocked us because in my town, we're a small town area. Newtown, Connecticut, a small town just like us, and it terrified us to know that that kind of thing could happen to us, because you just never expect that to happen. We saw it. Majority of us have lived through a shooting happening, but when it's to kids, it really kind of woke something up. But now it's the first time discussion was brought up with gun control, but it never happened. Cut to 2 years, not 2 years. There's just so many hard to remember. I remember with 2016 last year, we had just gotten back from our family trip to Orlando and Miami. I woke up Sunday for church, and mistakenly I look at my phone and I see Orlando shooting. And it really got with us because we were in Orlando 2 days before, and it hurt so much because it was targeting somebody, and it was really hard to understand why. It was really something that brought a conversation like, why can't we get gun control in order or start a reform? And then we cut to today, where we have nearly 60 people dead, over 500 people injured. It was just like, a lot of us are thinking, why does this keep happening? Why can't we bring more control of it? Looking at it, people keep asking the questions. The real thing is that the government, we keep asking government why. But we need to stop asking why and put in the effort to seek out this reform. I am just heartbroken because I'm scared at the point. I don't want to be scared, but I'm scared at the point to ever go to a grocery store or the movies or even a concert at this point. I remember going before the Ariana Grande, concert in Manchester. I've been to free concerts already in the past 6 months. And the thing is that the only time I felt safe was when I went to the Georgia Dome. They take security so serious. They don't let you enter with a big old bag. They have you come with like the small of a clutch. They have you put your stuff on a little slide thing they have at the airport. They do the wand on you. They have a metal detector. All that security. I'm pretty sure they had the same one at the concert, but then it still happened. It still happened in Manchester. There's so much that the U.S., the most powerful country in the world, can do, but we're not doing anything. We are the only country that has not put in an effort to reform gun control. I can tell you firsthand, living in Africa, gun control is a major thing. I know going to the grocery store, they have metal detectors when you come in. It literally feels like you're at the airport, but it's for our safety. And as someone that lives in a southern state, people are going to deflect this saying, don't take my guns away. These are a lot of people who are old school, who are hunters. There are so many things. But ask yourself the question, how much is it going to take until the next shooting happens? What's it going to take until the next Route 95 concert happens or the next Manchester happens? We're saying the next this and that because this has happened so much. We need to come together and just stop this from happening. Over 11,000 people have died from gun violence in the last 10 years. And that's the heartbreaking truth. The one thing we can do as a people right now, as a country, is to come together and seek reform in gun control. Because having this tragedy here and going through the unspeakableness is just heartbreaking, and no one deserves to have to get that phone call that someone that they cared about or they love isn't here anymore. So this is me, my take. If you guys are feeling something right now, feel free to talk in the comments. If you feel like you have something to say, then feel free to hit me up on social media. This is a thing that needs to be discussed. As always, peace out, sign off, and more love.